All right, here we go. Kamal, my dude, we are live. Showtime. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce our man Kamal, who's just completed the 12-week program. Um, so, in just a second, I'm going to introduce Kamal, and Kamal is going to share his journey, the results he's achieved inside the program, what he's done here. To be honest, I've got to say, Kamal, for me personally, he's been one of my five-star students, right? An absolute um, privilege to work with, and he's executed everything. And it's not always been easy throughout the program. Like Kamal is one of the guys that he's going to show you what it takes, and like the stuff that's happened to him inside this program is it's not been easy, but he's pushed through and got to the other side here. So, Kamal is from Essex, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, from Essex, 41 years old. Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, good stuff, man. Okay, Kamal, so I'll let you quickly introduce yourself and then we'll crack on and share your progress inside the program.
Yeah, sure. So thanks, Christian. So my name is Kamal Solanki. I'm an estate planner from Essex. I got introduced to Christian through Facebook. I saw quite a few of these testimonials about the Indestructible Men program. We had a few conversations through Facebook, and we initially exchanged some ideas, and we set a call up. And it was quite positive to actually hear something a bit different rather than your traditional sort of personal trainer at the gym, and what the course really sort of entailed and what the 12-week would look like. But again, there was a bit of skepticism there. I thought to myself, is it going to be another training sort of course that you're going to go on that's that sort of fizzles out after a few weeks? A lot of people promise a lot of things. There's a hell of a lot of trainers online, always touting for your attention. But after going through the testimonials, looking at other client journeys, I was quite impressed with what the results were and what they were getting, and that really resonated with myself. So I decided to progress on to the next stage of the journey. And I was glad that Christian accepted me onto the Indestructible Men course for the next 12 weeks. And that's where the journey started. So before, my mindset was very different in terms of my perception of what health and fitness, what that actually looks like for myself. Now, I would say that my perception or relationship with food was very different to where I am now. Um, in terms of the energy side of things, I would say the energy was very low when I actually met Christian for various reasons. And the lifestyle that I was probably leading was not serving me, exactly the way it should be. So there was a lot of obstacles in front of me, and I think what I actually came onto the course, what I was expecting, and what I've actually gained from the course is two worlds apart. I cannot stress how important the mindset element is when you actually, embark on a transformation course, and that's what this course is. It is a transformation course, not just for the body and the health side of things, but the actual mind and the way your perception will be moving forward. You really do get a massive boost on being very mindful of your actions, moving forward with your food habits, with your morning routines, your evening routines. It's a whole structure. So the program initially, you know, it really did start off with quite a little bit of education delivered through Christian, through various one-to-ones, as well as a really supportive um, back-end system through videos and mini workshops, I'll call them. Um, but what I actually found out was the habits that we all have, and these habits are probably installed in us from years and years and years. And to break habits all of a sudden, it's very difficult. No one can really change the habits overnight. They can probably change or attempt to change it for 1 or 2 days, but then pretty much, the creatures of habit will go back to doing whatever we were doing. So the very clever thing about this course is that the gradual changes, the very, very small, subtle changes that you don't actually realize what's actually happening to yourself internally, as well as your mindset, and how that actually all builds up into this bigger new version of yourself, a new future version of yourself as well. And I'm sure a lot of you have probably already done your own research and looked into Indestructible Men and looking at the 5 pillars. I know Christian's got quite a few videos out of them explaining a lot more. But all these fundamental pillars are the foundations of how you're going to build yourself up to a better version of yourself. I'm not saying that you have to compare yourself to anyone. All you can do is become the better version of yourself. And that doesn't just stop at just a physical side. There's an emotional side to this. There's a relationship side to this. There's a business side to this. A lot of us on this call will probably be business owners. How that impacts, your business, your finances, everything moving forward. So it's a whole set of, criteria that you're going to start moving forward. You're going to start identifying weaknesses, your strengths, and you're going to start building upon them on a daily basis. And I would actually challenge anyone who thinks that they already know what they're doing. Everyone pretty knows what they need to do, but no one ever seems to follow through. And it's the follow through thing that's where the magic happens. But being able to implement that and someone sort of being there with you throughout that process, a 12-week process, a 3-month process, it's not 1 day or 2 days. This is a 7 days a week process for the next 12 weeks. And yeah, there'll be times when you do fall off the wagon. Most people do, but the course accounts for that. It's designed so that you do fall off and that you know why you fell off and you know how you can move forward as well and get back on the saddle. And every day you're compounding yourself to move that little 1 inch closer, 1 inch closer to the top of the mountain. And it's only when you sort of get to sort of the halfway point, I think you have to look back down and see how far you've come. And then that's when the real excitement really starts. Your belief system starts increasing, massively, to think, where you've come from, where you're going, and the excitement levels will be brilliant for yourself. And combined with the actual results that you start seeing, your clothes will start feeling looser, your energy level, which is the first thing before your clothes will even look, feel a bit looser on yourself, will be the energy levels that you'll feel, the productivity that you're going to also gain. You're just going to be able to have such much of a clearer, focused mind, a lot of focused energy. And that all doesn't happen in the gym. Unfortunately, if anyone thinks that they can go to the gym, spend 1 hour, 2 hours, or maybe 3 hours a week, even with a personal trainer, yeah, you might have a good workout, but it's the real magic happens only when you leave the gym. And that is 80-90% of the time when you're at home or doing your own work. And that is when you're going to either fail, which most people do. That's why they're always on some sort of weight loss program, or taking shakes, or there's an endless PT cycle happening for them, but they've never ever seemed to see any real shifts in their sort of body weight, or in their sort of mindset, or in their family life, or in their business life.
Just to be clear, Kamal, you're talking from experience here, right?
Absolutely. So everything that I'm talking about is the journey and what I've personally experienced throughout the last 12 weeks. Now, this is only my opinion. Obviously, everyone will have different results, but ultimately, the results will be dependent on you having to put some work in as well. I'm not going to sit here and say that it's a very easy journey. No, the journey has been made and specifically designed to be non-impactful as possible, but there will be parts of it that will be challenging. People will find parts of it, not just physically challenging, but also mentally challenging as well. But what makes it all very, very, I would say, edible, to be fair, that you can actually eat this course very, very comfortably, is the fact that when you're training both your habits, your mind, and your body together in perfect harmony, you will not realize how much of an impact that actually makes to your daily life. And how far and how quickly you actually start improving your own circumstances. And I think that is where the magic really lay for me, when the assignments that I had to undergo. So if anyone thinks that it's just a course of, a set of exercise instructions, that is not, or there is an element of obviously exercise, but a lot of it also comes down to the homeworks that you're set on a weekly basis, the assignments, and it's the thinking and the thought process that actually goes behind all of that. And again, I will stress that if you are just, looking to just come onto a course, watch a bunch of videos, and not participate, then you're not going to get the kind of results that you're expecting. Because this is absolutely a personal journey to change your health, to change your mindset, and change your perception of how life will look like. And most importantly, you have the tools, and you'll have the support of Christian, and also the fellow other members as well, that you have access to from Facebook to other private groups, to support you along the journey. But you have to meet it halfway. The tools alone are not going to do it for you. You're going to have to really put some effort in. But like I said, it's all designed, the whole course, to seamlessly push you further and further up the ladder.
Talking about Kamal, talking about the thought process involved in the perspective and stuff, the perspective shifts that you've had to make and stuff. I want to share why this is important and why this is part of the course here, right? Like, you've got experience with this, like you're 41 years old, you've tried to do this in the past, right? You've hired personal trainers, you've joined gyms, you've done all sorts of stuff, right? And tell us a bit about the stuff that you've actually tried, why it hasn't worked, and when you've how that impacted your belief system, most importantly, right? When we first had that call, you're a different man to the man that you were 12 weeks ago, right? You came on the call, or just, I remember, there was no confidence, there was no belief in yourself, you didn't, no idea, but you backed yourself, you said, I'm going to do this, I'm going to bet on myself, and you commit to the course, and you've stuck through, and look at you now, right? So tell us a little bit about that, Kamal.
Sure. So I would say that I've had a number of PTs, probably more than 10 PTs over the last 15 years or so, on and off. And I've not actually, you'd see a little bit of results, because obviously you'd work hard, you'd put the effort in. But like I said, there's always been a massive disconnect between what happens when you actually leave the gym. And like I said, 80-90% of the time, you're not going to be in the gym, you're going to be working away, life happens. So when you do look in the mirror, you're always thinking, wow, this is not going well. And then you sort of stop. And then you think, oh, it's the PT. Maybe I'll try a different PT. And then you say, oh, well, now the gym doesn't work. Well, you know what? I'll take a few months off, not going to the gym. And then I'll do some exercise at home. And then that sort of fizzles out. And you see, get into this sort of cycle. But what's happening in the background is that your weight is just creeping up slowly but surely. It's compounding away daily, because you haven't changed your relationship between how you view food. We all know that, certain foods are worse, and certain foods are good for you. But again, being a creature of habit, you always tend to go back to eating, and not a healthy diet. But ultimately, you think that the problem is that you're not doing enough exercise. And I think that's where the real disconnect is. And that's a vicious cycle, because what happens is that once you start perceiving yourself every day, you're looking in the mirror, you start accepting that this is how you are, and this is how you've always been, and this is how it's always going to stay. And that is the dangerous, it's a dangerous situation to be in, because no one should be looking in the mirror thinking, wow, 15, 20 years have passed, maybe even 30 years have passed for you, even longer. There's no reason why you need to be like that. Absolutely not. All that means is that there is a disconnect between the mind and the physical body. What this course has actually highlighted and actually, I would say, spotlighted is that disconnect, and it's actually solved that problem. It's provided me with all the actual um, key sort of tools to actually one be able to identify what specific reasons which are individual to myself that are causing me to think that way, and two, what happens if I continue on this path, which is very, very powerful, and don't take any action.
Yeah.
And ultimately, if I do take the action with the tools provided, the support, then what will my life look like in the future? And having chosen that direction at the very, very beginning of the course, I can, comfortably say that 12 weeks after, I'm completely different compared to the person that I was. Now, I'm not saying for one moment that a 12-week course is going to undo 15, 20 years worth of, your body's not going to be, it might be, but it may not be where you want it to be. But you're on the ladder, and that's the main thing. You're on the right path, and every day I'm getting a result. I'm getting a result in my body. I'm getting a positive result in my health. I'm getting a positive result in my business. I'm getting a positive result in the relationships. So I'm getting a positive result in all the 5 pillars. And I know at the end of 6 months, at the end of 9 months, at the end of 12 months, I've not just climbed up a few steps. I've literally climbed up a mountain. And then I'm looking to climb another mountain and so on. So what I'm doing, I'm actively physically growing, not just mentally, but spiritually as well, emotionally, and also my body is being sculpted to actually take me to the next level as well. And that is, I would say, the process is, the weight of it's measured in gold. I can't say how, fundamentally it's changed my belief system. And, again, going back to what it was before, with various PTs, there's diets that I've tried, it's like the Weight Watchers, God knows, there's so many different things I've tried. Sort of weight loss pills, all sorts of things. If you can think of it, I'll probably try that. And I could tell you now, during the last 12 weeks, I've not had to do any of that. In fact, my habits, the way I've actually started eating, um, I've actually enjoyed what I've been eating. In fact, you know, I'm actually enjoying looking forward to preparing my food, taking time to actually enjoy what I'm eating rather than just gulping it down within 5, 10 minutes. Um, and it's very, very satisfying. And it's very satisfying to see that the body is being really, you know, really being nourished rather than you're just eating something just to fill a hole. And I think that's a big difference when it comes to actually, you know, your mindset, how clear it will be, how you wake up in the morning. I'm doing things that I would never have imagined that I'd ever do, from like meditating all the way through to having, cold showers. I would have never dreamt of doing that ever. But now it's totally normal. And if I look back now and look at the guy in the mirror, who that person was, it's unrecognizable as far as I'm concerned. And what ignites even more fire now inside my belly is that what direction I'm heading and where I'm going to be even 3 months, even 6 months from now. Um, all I can say is that this course has fundamentally changed my life. So I would say, hands down, you need to, if you are serious, you have to be serious. If you are serious and you're fed up of your situation and you're fed up of being, not having enough energy, not being organized, not having that mental clarity, being let down, or feeling let down, that you've let yourself down, and that you don't think there's a way forward, and you've accepted the way life is, but there's still a little spark inside you saying that no, actually, it shouldn't be like this, then you know what, this course is for you. Definitely, hands down. I wouldn't even give it a second thought. I would certainly get in contact with Christian, and you'll be amazed. 12 weeks from now. Now, 12 weeks doesn't sound like a long time, but I can tell you it's more than ample enough time to change your direction in life, and it's never too late. Yeah.
Are you surprised, Kamal, that you've managed to do this? And like, let's be honest, this has been like we're miles apart, right? Remember at the beginning, like
Yeah.
you thought you
That, well,
needed.
that was a bit of a concern for us because obviously, you know, we've delivered this through technology, through Zoom, through um, you know, you know, websites, etc. And the good thing was is that I had the flexibility to learn the course, learn the content, and apply myself, you know, during hours that I could commit to. I wasn't sort of I had that flexibility, and I think having the course delivered like that allows you to be more flexible rather than regimented. And I think that will help a lot of people moving forward in the sense that they'll be able to implement this course during their working day. They'll be able to find you know, time to do the necessary sort of rituals, whether that's the morning, the evening, afternoon rituals. So it provides a lot of flexibility. And like I said, you know, we're hundreds of miles away from each other. But again, that didn't actually make any difference whatsoever. Um, Anytime that I wanted to speak to Christian, I mean, he was always there. You know, there's always through the portals. He's always available, even on the emails. You know, we had regular sort of meetings, and to be honest with you, with the videos, he's always there. So it was never like he wasn't there. And the support system, I would certainly say second to none. So if you've got any fear that you're not going to be able to do the course because of distance or because that it's not in person, you'll be amazed at what sort of results that you can actually, you know, gain from the course that's been very well thought out and implemented. And this is not a course that's been, I would say that it's just been put together, you know, rapidly, or I mean, there's been some serious thought. There's been a lot of experience that's gone into this. I mean, I would say this is years of Christian's experience from, you know, from PT all the way to his you know, personal development, his mindset training. You know, it it just makes sense. It just really does make sense, the course.
What about tell us about the actual results that you've achieved, like in terms of like
So
energy, but also
yeah,
like else.
yeah, absolutely. So like I said before, I started the course very sluggish, very lethargic, but you know, 12 weeks on, my energy levels are, you know, I, I I'll probably say my energy levels, the last time I felt like this was probably when I was in my sort of 20s. So I've got a lot more energy. You know, I don't even feel the need that I need to nap in the afternoons, whereas before, you know, I'd always be inclined to have a quick nap. But now it's a full day. You know, you wake up fresh. You know, your mind is really clear. Once you've had your shower, your breakfast, you know, you're ready to rock and roll basically for the rest of the day. So in terms of energy levels, I would say that yeah, they're the best I've ever felt for a very long time, very long time.
That must have had
But
an impact on the productivity in the business and
yeah, I mean, obviously, as I say, the more energy you have, the more things you're going to be able to achieve in the day. Now, you know, I can apply myself a lot more to my business. I've got a lot more time. I'm a lot more organized. And it's just because you have a lot more energy within you, and there's no real slumps in energy levels throughout the day, just because, you know, you've changed your diet, you've changed your habits. You know, you're really nourishing your body as well. You're giving it what it needs. And obviously, the course will tell you exactly what you need to do when it comes to that. I'm mindful of the calories that I'm consuming. And the best thing is, you know, you don't really miss out on things. You know, you can have, you know, you can drink alcohol, you can eat whatever you want. Obviously, but what will happen is that your relationship with the food that you're looking to eat, or what you've actually prepared, will become very different. Um, whenever you do have a pizza, I mean, I've had pizzas and stuff like that throughout this course, but you actually enjoy the pizza a lot more, because you know that you're not going to be eating a pizza every day. It's more of a treat. And you start understanding that, yeah, this is a treat and I'm going to really enjoy myself when I'm eating it. We all know that if you have pizza every day, well, then you're going to have trouble. I mean, if you're Einstein for that. But so, the mindset actually that really helps you with the nutrition training that goes on, that's delivered to you. You really start making that association. And the amazing thing is when your body starts feeling good, when your insides start feeling good, when your digestion is feeling good, and everything is working the way your human body was supposed to start working, you yourself and actually your taste buds start changing as well. Your smell, your sense of smell will start changing. There's so many things that your body will start, fixing naturally when your diet habits change, and you won't want to do those. Probably on a Friday night, drink 10 pints or anything like that. You won't want to do that to yourself. But the abilities you can do if you want it, but you yourself won't want to do it. And the most important thing is you won't feel like you're missing out on anything. And that is the beautiful thing about a transformation. And if I look at myself now, I don't believe I've missed out on anything. If not, I've gained everything. So energy level wise, it's been brilliant. And if I talk about the elephant in the room in terms of the weight, my weight, I mean, I've actually lost it's about 8 kilos in these weeks throughout the course. And for me, that's been a massive amount of weight loss. But the beautiful thing about that weight loss, it happened without me actually even realizing the weight loss is happening. Because as far as my mind was concerned, all I was doing was changing very, very subtle things, so negligible that I couldn't even tell. And as the course progressed, new habits were being formed, new habits were being introduced through the course. And now when I look back at the habits, I've literally, implemented so many different habits in my life now that I can't believe that these, these things I never used to do before, but I can't believe that, I'm actually doing these things now, without me even knowing. It's like I'm on autopilot, and it's just become a way of life now. And I would hate to dread to think if I didn't do this course, what would I be looking like, or how would I be feeling over the 12 weeks today? How I would be feeling.
Well,
I certainly wouldn't be in a good way.
how would you be feeling, and where would you be right now if you hadn't done this?
Well, it'll be, obviously it was on a downward trajectory, so I would certainly feel a lot worse than what I'd be feeling now. The health would have definitely declined, and as a human body, your health is going to decline slowly, slowly, slowly. But because it happens so very slowly, you don't really actually notice, until 10 years down the road. You look back and you think, my God, what happened to me? You know, um, and this is the beautiful thing, because these actual habits that you're forming is taking you in the right path. It's actually reversing the years of damage that you've actually done to your body. But at the same time, it's nourishing your body and nourishing your mindset as well. And it's cementing new habits naturally rather than being forced to do something. And I think that's what helps. Yeah.
It's not always been like sunshine and rainbows in this program, right? You've had your struggles, right? You've had to overcome your own struggles. Are you okay to tell us a little bit about like what you found, like what your struggles were during this program? It's cool if you don't want to share, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, Obviously, some of the struggles that I sort of started having was, in terms of the health wise, I sort of had information or received information that wasn't really good news to myself, um, especially when it came to the sort of the lifestyle that I was leading, and it was a massive wake up call in terms of you know where am I heading? Where's my body heading? Um, this is not a good place to be, and that actually happened sort of I would say 5 weeks, yeah, maybe 4 or 5 weeks into the course, and that really knocked me.
It's quite early
At the
on in the
same,
course. Huh?
yeah, about 4 or 5 weeks into the course, it really knocked me, and I had that conversation, personally with Christian, and it was a wake up call. To be fair, I couldn't have, Christian said, you've got an opportunity now. You've got an opportunity to reverse things. You've got an opportunity to, you know, open a new page and write be the director and really have a look at how you want to, change your life in the future. And I think that really brought home a lot of things, but it knocked my confidence completely. Um, I would say that, yeah, there was a lot of things that
A lot of
sort
people
of
like that's quite early on, like 4 or 5 weeks into the course, right?
yeah.
Like a lot of people would have said, you know what, fuck this, like, and give up on the course completely. Right?
Yeah, I could have gone two ways. I mean,
Could have
I
gone
could
two
have
ways.
gone two ways. Absolutely. There was a part of me to say, you know what, forget about all this. I can't be bothered. But there was another part of my body saying, no, don't listen to that. It's just the voice. Don't listen to it. You see, the voices in your head, you're always going to have that conversation constantly. Oh, it's too difficult. Oh, don't worry. Tomorrow's a better day. Leave it. Um, why do you want to change? Why do you want to do that? But you see, once you recognize it's just a voice, it's just a voice. It's not your mind. Your mind, it's not your intellect. It's your intellect that will make the decision, what action you're going to take. Now, as long as you don't allow, or as long as you know that it's just a voice, it's fine. Everyone has voices in their head telling them do this, do that, constantly, a million times a day. But at the end of the day, if you did everything your voice said, then you'd probably be in prison by now. So um, the thing is that you've got to use your intellect, and this course really allows you to start using your intellect because the assignments that you do really puts things into perspective. And I would say that because I did the assignments, you know, and 4 or 5 weeks into the course, that's when I got this sort of, you know, bit of a reality check. I was able to, calm the voices down in my head and say, no, I'm on the right path here. I, kept on going back on my in my bedroom. I had all of my assignments all put up on the wall. I look at them even today. I still look at them. I read those assignments. I read those commitments that I've made to myself, um, and I'm always referring of the future self, what I'm going to be like. What does that person, you know, not just look like, but
What's
how
one
how
assignment that
yeah.
stood out for you initially?
Sorry.
What's the one assignment that you did in this course that really
Yeah.
stands?
I would say, well, yeah. I mean, it's hard to put down one assignment, but I'll say the future version, the future version of yourself was a really good exercise,
Why?
and having to be able to think about where you are and what things are looking like now, and what would happen if you don't change. What's going to be your future, and what happens if you do implement changes in your life on a subtle basis that compounds over time in the right direction. How will you be in the future? what will you be feeling like? What will your family be like? You know, and you know, really, the assignments, it took quite a lot of thinking, because these type of assignments are not assignments that you'd actually do, um, or come across, throughout your daily life or through business, etc. This really is putting you in a box, closing the lid, and saying, right, now take a self audit of yourself. So you're literally auditing yourself. And there is no right or wrong answer, because Christian doesn't know the right answers, the wrong answers, because only you do. And it's really being able to look in the mirror and say, is this the path that I want to follow and move forward with? Or do I want an alternative version when I look back in 20, 30, 40 years time from now, that I made the right decision?
Nice.
And those habits are going to make those habits that you're going to form are going to take you to those right decisions as well. So yeah, absolutely, super powerful. And these type of things you do not get when you do personal training. You do not get this type of you know type of tools when you go to the gym.
Yeah.
All of these things are built outside of the gym.
Nice. All right, Kamal. Look, let's wrap up. Lastly, what would you say to someone considering joining the program?
I would always say, do your research, um, but at the end of the day, I would suggest that you look at people's stories. When I mean stories, I look at their testimonials. Now, facts are going to be facts at the end of the day, but the stories, the journeys, the testimonials of people who've actually undergone such a transformation, you should listen to with two ears. So if I was a prospective person looking at this live video or Facebook replay, I would definitely ask myself, is this something that A, I will consider doing? B, am I the type of person who wants to have a transformation mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And I want to better my life, for not just for myself, but for my family and for others, for other people who I can help in the future. Then I would look at the testimonial journeys. There's plenty of videos up on this group, and see what those other people have experienced. And I'm pretty sure once you put all those things together, you'll be able to make a firm commitment and decision whether you're looking to commence this course or not. And it's a two-way party as well. Just because you've made the commitment of actually, yeah, you'd like to do the course, you also have to be mindful that this is a two-way process. You have to be coachable, you have to be able to listen, and you have to be able to apply the tools as well if you're looking to get the results, which the course will deliver if you keep your end of the bargain. If you're happy to make all of those commitments, then I can hands down say that there is no other course that I've personally witnessed or I've actually experienced that will give you the fundamental shift, not just for the next 12 weeks, but I would say for the rest of your life. You need to get in contact with Christian, and hopefully you'll qualify for being accepted as a student, and I'm sure that you'll be able to you know mix with other members who are currently in the course as well, and be where I am in 12 weeks time and share your own testimonial for other people who that you can hopefully will one day look at the video and think, yeah, that was a great video, and they want to take things forward. On that note, I just want to say a massive thank you to Christian for coming at the right time, at the at the right place as well for me. It's really been a life-changing experience. this transformation really has made a world of difference to me. And it doesn't just stop there. And that's what's really, interesting and exciting for me. What really makes me excited now when I jump out of bed every morning is what more possibilities. As far as I'm concerned, they're limitless. They're really limitless.
Nice, Kamal.
So I just say thank you for everything that you've done over the last 12 weeks. Really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for being such a great student as well.
Thanks.
All right, mate. Thanks for jumping on today. I'm sure you've helped.
Welcome.
So well done. Have a good day, mate.
Yeah, take care. Bye.